Mahogany doors, mahogany doors, mahogany doors. Hello internet people and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Connor Monroe and I love talking about Eevee Creepypastas because everyone thinks that Eevee is so innocent, but it's not. Eevee is a devil and today I will further solidify my reasoning as to such. Except for Maximus, my Eevee in Let's Go Eevee. It wouldn't do anything to hurt me, right? The entry fee for this video is liking and subscribing to Top 10 Gaming for daily gaming content. We also live stream, so if you want to know when that's happening, join the clan and ring the notification bell. And make sure you're sticking around until the end because I'm going to read out some comments from another video. Ooh, exciting, right? You done? Okay, I'll wait. Done now? Good. Then we can get into today's list of the scariest Eevee creepypastas you've never heard of, part 3. Roll the intro. Number 5, Ian Boots. Viridian Forest, Kanto region, by Kanto Girl 26 on Reddit. It was Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and the author had already completed the game. She was revisiting Viridian Forest, maybe seeing if completing the game had unlocked anything, and it seemed that every tree had an E carved into it. With Eevee on her head she walked around, but every Pokemon seemed afraid. When she approached them they would flee, even the rare spawning Bulbasaur, which was frustrating because she didn't have one yet. She didn't know why everyone was worried, but then, out of the corner of her eye and the corner of the screen she saw it. A free-roaming Eevee. She walked over and it didn't flee, it just stood there looking at a tree, before jumping and smacking the tree with its tail. When it landed an E was left on the tree and the Eevee turned around. It said, "Ah, another Eevee. This duplicate displeases me. I must end it." Then it started a wild Pokemon battle. It was level 84 and looked as if it hadn't been to a Pokemon Center ever. It was swollen in places like its feet and around its left eye, other parts of its skin were torn, and its tail had bark and twigs stuck in it. Ian Boots moved first and used Iron Tail, which immediately fainted the author's Eevee, but no other Pokemon had come out. Ian Boots walked over and proceeded to pound the author's Eevee with his tail, saying, "I dislike this species as a whole." After a minute, the Eevee had finished. It walked away. Presumably to find other Eevees and then eradicate them too. God, you want to eradicate your own species? What the hell? Number 4, Princess. Let's Go Eevee is this PokeGirl67 from Reddit's favorite video game, and she named her Eevee Princess. The author believes that Eevee was able to understand her, but when the author goes to school, Eevee gets mad. At the point where she reached Lavender Town, the town changed to look zombified, and all the Pokemon around it had blood red eyes and were saying things like Eevee this and Eevee that. One said, "Princess loves you, don't ever leave her alone or else," and another said, "You don't want to find out her suffering." She was shocked to see that Eevee then looked at her and said in a regular human voice, "I'm your only friend, Mariette. I love you so much. Don't leave me or I'll come for you." A few weeks later, the author was at a sleepover when she showed some of her friends how to play the game, but Eevee said, "Don't touch me!" Eevee said that she lied and said she would always love her, but her friends don't and need to die. Then the lights went out and Eevee kept saying "you lied" over and over. The lights came back on and her friends were gone. She looked all over the house but eventually found them in the bathroom. One was hanging from the ceiling and the other had her stomach ripped open. Then Eevee said, "This is what you get for lying." The author turned off the TV but her words still haunt her to this day. "I'm pretty sure the ghosts of your Eevee killed friends are haunting you too, girl." That's on you. Number 3, bullying stops here. This creepypasta, coming from user That Guy Betty on the creepypasta forums, confusing name by the way, said that when Eevee intervened, he stopped getting bullied. While this may seem amazing, as we've learned in the 2 other parts of the series, Eevee is a savage. This user had just gotten the Nintendo Switch with Let's Go Eevee on the weekend and had been playing non-stop. The user brought it to school on Monday as something to do when they were alone on lunch. While on lunch, as he's about to bring the game, the guy who had been bullying him approaches and makes some jokes at the user's expense. At first, Eevee's reactions only translated in-game, doing extra damage and attacking when not told to. But as the school year continued, things got worse. Eevee threw a Joy-Con off the Switch, shook the Switch so hard that it fell out of the user's hands, and hit the screen with her tail so hard the screen had even seemed to crack, only to be magically repaired the next day. The final straw was the day before spring break. The user was feeling good, so of course the bully had to get his licks in. These things were harsher than normal, and they made the user quite upset. They ran into the bathroom while sobbing and brought out their Switch to take their mind off things. When Eevee saw the user crying, it got visibly red. The Switch turned off and so did the lights in the bathroom. The bully walked in laughing, asking if the user was crying like a bitch, and turned the lights back on. When the user looked down, the Eevee was no longer on the loading screen and the bully was laying on the floor, throat cut open, convulsing, in the bathroom. What is this, an episode of Riverdale? Jesus. Number 2, the troll Umbreon. This post comes from Affliction on PokeCommunity.com and is about Jackson, who was playing Pokemon Silver, training Eevee hoping to evolve it into an Umbreon. They went off to train more and increase happiness when a Drowsy appeared. Jackson sent out Eevee and pressed attack, but instead of a move selection, all that appeared was a guillotine, and Eevee's name changed to Killer. Jackson understandably freaked the f*** out and dropped his Game Boy. When he opened it again, a screen had appeared saying Eevee wants to know if you truly like him. Do you? With options for yes and no. The author said no for some reason, and the screen went black. A few seconds later, the evolution screen appeared, and Eevee was evolving into Umbreon. The Umbreon had a crooked smile, bloody tail, bloody ears, and bloody feet. Jackson went up to his game one more time. He turned the game off and looked it up. He got nothing. The unknown theme started playing on the Game Boy, and a bloody Umbreon emerged from the Game Boy, half the height of Jackson. The Umbreon looked at Jackson, turned off the Game Boy and computer, and said, with a human voice, "There is no escape." Jackson ran down the hallway, and all Jackson could think was, why is it doing this? I was kind to it, and now it's hunting me. Dude, I feel you. The Umbreon followed, with blood pouring down its cheek. It took a claw out and scraped the oven. It sounded worse than a chalkboard. Jackson turned on the light and turned around looking for the Umbreon. As he turned, it appeared behind him and shoved its claws through his torso. Yo, what the f***? Number 1, Shiny. This unknown author from a Facebook post claims to be a very persistent shiny hunter. When they set their minds to something, there is little that can change their mind. However, after their encounter with a shiny Eevee, they definitely plan on staying away. The author had spent over 100 hours spread out over several months looking for a shiny Eevee, and was beginning to lose hope. They had been using the Dex Nav in Pokemon Omega Ruby and had very poor luck. But after what seemed to be like limitless attempts, the user happened upon a shiny Eevee. A full red Eevee. The user could have sworn that shiny Eevees were white, but after so long he was just happy to see those sparkles. He caught it with a quick ball and instantly began using it, understandably. The Eevee had normal moves, bite, scratch, helping hand, and tail whip, and seemed normal in battle. After walking around a while with Eevee, it starts to turn pink, which is odd because Pokemon don't change color, shiny or not. The Pokemon they were fighting was Poliwhirl, and the first move it used was Bubble. It hit Eevee and its ears got even lighter. Then it used Water Gun, and Eevee's face got lighter too. Then it used Hydro Pump, and while Eevee stood there in yellow health, everything but its paws turned white. It was a shiny Eevee, but why was it red? The author's question was quickly answered when the Eevee, without command, used Bite and proceeded to bite the Poliwhirl an unprecedented 10 times. The Poliwhirl instantly fainted, and parts of the Eevee were back to being red. Oh my god. The red was blood. The look on the author's face must have been noticeable to the Eevee, since after turning around, it said the same thing on the screen. Eevee used Bite, and it lunged at the trainer, and his screen went black. His character woke up, dismembered in a Pokemon Center, while Nurse Joy was crying over its body. And all you could see in the window was a completely red Eevee. Well, my pants are now brown after that list of scary Eevee creepypastas you've never heard, part 3. Hopefully the title spelled correctly this time. If you enjoyed, be sure you hit like and subscribe for more daily gaming content and stuff like that. What other Eevee creepypastas do you know that others might not? Let me know in the comments, because if we do another part, I'll need them. Also, comment what your favorite evolution is. I can't believe I haven't asked that yet. While all of that's going on, I'm gonna read out some comments from the last Eevee creepypasta video. Crisis Among Infinite Darths AC said, "Aww, an Eevee, it's so cute. Let me pet you." Ah, Demonmon! See, this is exactly what I'm saying. These damn things are terrifying. With the exception of mine, of course. Right? Elliot F said, "The Cheese King refuses to duel. If he does not fight, he will post his pass here." First of all, what's a pass? Secondly, a good king does not seek out war, but is always ready for it. And based on the amount of people who left the hashtag king in the fridge last time, I have quite the army. So bring forth yours if you must, or we can settle this without bloodshed. Why do I get all medieval when I talk about my kingdom? Star is an animator said, "Yay, something I can watch in the dark." Well, why on earth would you do that? God damn, are you trying to punish yourself? Dude, it's gonna be okay. Zakori Man said, "Remember this comment when this video goes viral." Well, that didn't really happen, so let's make sure this one goes viral. Make sure you like and share the video with all your friends and comment down below so that YouTube will show this to more people. thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, comment either good boy or bad boy to see whether we think Eevee is evil or still the innocent being we all want it to be. Thank you again for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, even if the auto captions think my name is Colin. And I'll see you in another video.